Good?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
All right, just checking. You sounded a little rough there.
Nah, just a lovely little weather change. That's all.
Got to make sure my illegal brother-in-law is doing good. Joe, we got Lorenzo Hunt, the Juggernaut,
Nah, I
is
see.
watching us here. We got Juggernaut on. I got a Juggernaut. He's on one of my posters back here. You see Lorenzo Hunt right there.
I see him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold up.
So here we are. Welcome everybody. Don't Say the F Word podcast, pro wrestling and combat sports podcast, and we do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. Shouldn't let your friends use it either. It's Sunday. We are a few hours ahead of AEW Revolution. We got a little Prime and some almond milk in my cup here. And make sure I have some. I'm hydrated and caffeinated to stay up. I'm old to watch wrestling. Got Bomb Shelter FM in the background. Any of you are old like me and my illegal brother-in-law who like old school hip hop. Bomb Shelter FM is a spot. Everything's curated, so you don't got to find songs you want to listen to. I enjoy them. But Joe, how have you liked this week in wrestling? And did you watch the UFC last night?
I watched the last match. I just want to see the Ron Jones match. To tell you the truth, I did. That's all I want to see. I was shocked. It was done that fast, but still, it was good.
I don't know how I felt about John Jones at heavyweight. I really don't.
I mean,
I think that, I guess it was a dominant performance, sure, but it wasn't much of a fight, to be honest. It just felt like Real Gone wasn't there to fight.
he wasn't.
Like, I don't know, there was a lot of rumors of his hand being broken, seeing some of those photos with his hand looking a little swollen. I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't know how I necessarily feel about that fight or John Jones at heavyweight. I think John versus Stipe is an interesting fight. I don't know that fight even happens though.
Why not?
I don't know, man. John just took 3 years off. Stipe's had contract issues. John put it out there that he'd be willing to fight Brock Lesnar if that opportunity presents itself. Who's the bigger money fight?
Mm-hmm.
Brock Lesnar or Stipe?
You're right.
I trained at Strong Style Gym where Stipe, cut his teeth in MMA. I think that Stipe seems like a great guy. He's without question the most dominant heavyweight champion in the UFC. Is Stipe the money that Brock is? He's not. Do I think the Brock fight has a possibility? I don't know. His contract's up after Mania. He's told people he's finishing up with WWE. That is his tactic, though, to say he's done in WWE and explore options to get a better deal.
But he move Mini Mac to push him. So hey.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you see a world where Brock Lesnar leaves WWE at this stage of the game to return to the UFC or to do anything else?
I think he did a lot already. He done his time. He should just go back being a little farmer and just cooking them animals he got on his farm. That's about it.
So do you think if he finishes up with WWE after Mania, do you foresee Brock just being done in wrestling and anything? You think he's just going to go retire and live life?
He'll probably just come back for that special occasion like Saudi Arabia for that big
Maybe
money.
just give him a license deal like Goldberg or something. I could see that.
But
Definitely see that.
I don't think he need a legend deal. He already got enough money as it is, so he's good.
Yeah, he's definitely paid. He's got the money. I don't know. I think if they could back up the Brinks truck to do Brock Lesnar and John Jones, I think Brock would probably do MMA one more time.
That's it. I thought him and Dana had a fallout. Him and Brock.
But Brock doesn't fall out with everybody all the time. Brock's not that guy that they can manipulate with his contracts, which really I think maybe Brock is the first guy to really present that issue for Dana, where he wanted what he wanted and Dana had to play ball with Brock, which I think has led to our Francis Ngannou's of the world and John Jones taking 3 years off. I think maybe all that of started with the way Brock does business. But there's no doubt that Brock Lesnar is always going to be a pay-per-view draw for anybody, whether it's pro wrestling, MMA, anything. Brock's always going to be the guy who puts butts in the seats and is going to, well, I guess it's really not selling a UFC pay-per-view anymore because it's ESPN Plus, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a scammy deal there. They're not really report what their pay-per-view buys are like, and it's hidden behind a wall of an app, so you really don't know what the business really is. Because I can't imagine that the UFC's business is as big as it was 5-6 years ago. That you don't have those big draws. You don't have your Brocks. You don't really have Conor. You kind of have Conor, but you don't really have Conor. I'd be interested to know like what they did. I didn't watch the post fight to see what kind of money John Jones actually brought in, but I'm not sure people really care about John Jones anymore.
I mean, I was trying to just watch it to see if he's going to win or not, but like you said, he was gone for 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah, he won.
He won.
That guillotine came in quick.
Yeah, what was it, like, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
I was kind of.
How'd you like SmackDown?
It was good. It was.
What do you think of the Cody and Roman promo?
It's like, what's a good word, Church? They all trying to come at Cody about his daddy, saying that Roman, anybody else was better than him, and how Dusty never mentioned Cody or anybody as family tree.
I thought that remark was I thought that was really, really good. I think there's a lot of story there with the NXT kids and being Dusty's kids, and Cody kind of a whole different world there for him.
Mm-hmm. And like how Roman did his voice impression pretty good too. He did that perfect.
He really did. He definitely did a very good Dusty. He really, Roman's dream is better than a Roman's dream impersonation needed to be.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. What's up, Marky Mark?
Hey, Joe. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, doing good.
I thought Roman actually won that promo. Like, if we're giving someone a W on promo, Roman won, which, I mean, Roman winning a promo with Cody is something I never, ever thought I would ever say. But, yeah, Roman won that.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, he like, when he laid the belts down, he like, hey, you got this one? Or how about this one? That was the best.
Laying the belts down, doing that was good. I really hope that wasn't written by a producer, and I hope Roman just off the cuff just did that. I really hope that's the case, because Chill Roman is so good, and that promo and that line was just so good.
Mm-hmm.
How about Cody versus Randy, WrestleMania 40? I'm gonna I like that, but what if Roman doesn't lose at Mania? What if Roman goes over?
I don't think he's gonna lose. I really hope he don't lose.
I can see the argument for Roman going over at Mania and beating Cody Rhodes. And I'm a Cody mark. I have been for a long time. It might be kind of a downfall of mine that I'm such a Cody mark. But I could see the argument for Roman Reigns going over this year. Cody needs to win the title. Absolutely, Cody should be champion. And he should win at WrestleMania. But does it have to be WrestleMania 39?
No.
Does it have to be?
I think there's going to be like a twist to this match. This because I think they want Roman to go all the way up, like, what, we at 1,000 days straight? We at 9.
Yeah. I think
nine
Roman could hit 1,000. And maybe Roman should hit 1,000.
I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to make him hit 1,000. So he'll probably hit 1,000 somewhere, May or June? May or June.
What's he at? He's at like 916 right now.
Yeah.
So we got another. If he makes it through Mania, he hits the 1,000 mark.
Yeah, so he got at least May or June, where pay-per-view that is, he'll drop it.
I mean, how long do you think Roman could how long do you think he could go as champion? Like, when is the cutoff? When do you think we have to take the belt off? Ooh, somebody thinks they're going to add Sammy in to eat the pin at Mania. You think? I don't think they're going to do a triple threat.
I mean,
maybe they could.
They could, but I don't know. I really don't.
But I think if they were going to, they would have already started telling us that story to get us ready for it. I think they would have immediately following Chamber. That Raw would have been the groundwork of, hey, I shouldn't have lost. They would have given us the reason to be okay with Sammy being there.
Mm.
I'm not against Sammy being there, but man, people are going to be mad when I say it.
Oh, say it.
They missed their opportunity to put the belt on Sammy. The moment's gone. It's not that Sammy can't be in the main event picture. Sammy can absolutely be in the main event picture. But I think Chamber was the only moment to give him the belt from Roman. You could throw him into the triple at Mania, but he can't be the guy to win it. So do you convolute Cody's WrestleMania opportunity by throwing Sammy in when the moment's gone to make Sammy the champ? Am I wrong?
I mean, it's a yes and a no. It's right there. Like, you could say you put Sammy in there, he could have that one last match as that number one contender main event pay-per-view. One last match. Then after that, he'd be back to normal. Back probably to that second or third main card of the match of the night.
Yeah. I think as long as Roman's the guy, you can have Sammy bounce around, you can do stuff with him, and you can do house show stuff with Sammy and Roman, but I don't think Sammy can main event another pay-per-view against Roman. I just think Montreal was your opportunity. It was the story to tell, and that could have been the spot to do it. I don't think there's another opportunity.
Maybe he wins King of the Ring. I don't know. King of the Ring. Oh, wait. No, he can't do King of the Ring. Never mind. Take it back.
I don't know. Here's what I think. I think your story to tell is if Cody doesn't get it at Mania, Roman remains champ till Survivor Series, and at Survivor Series, you have Seth freaking Rollins take the title off of Roman. Cody can win the Rumble again next year. Then Cody and Seth, WrestleMania 40.
I think Survivor Series is too long for him to have the belt.
You think?
I think so.
I mean, Survivor Series he's not. He's not going to drop that title at some random. He's not going to drop it at Money in the Bank.
I mean, they did just have a 10-year anniversary for him, but
I don't think Sammy for serious. Yes, Sammy's not going to do the Saudi shows. Sammy's not going to do that.
Yeah,
but
I really think Survivor Series is just too long for him to have a belt. I really think so. I'll say maybe SummerSlam would be a good time to drop it. SummerSlam. Yeah,
I think if he doesn't drop to Cody at Mania, I think he needs to drop it to Seth. SummerSlam would be a good spot to drop it to Seth. I would prefer the drop come just story-wise. I think Survivor Series would be the place to kind of have the blow-off of Seth and Roman. But the math always has to work, right? So Roman Reigns can never beat Seth Rollins. It has to always be that. They can't go back on that. That story exists. So if Cody's not the guy to take the belt off of Roman, it's got to be Seth. And then Seth can't beat Cody, so that's how you get the belt onto Cody. if we're not doing Mania. If we want Roman to hit the 1,000 days.
Mm. But Roman did beat Seth already.
What? No, Roman's never beat Seth.
Yeah, at the Rumble.
No, he lost. He DQ. He lost.
He still won. He still won.
He beat him up, but he didn't win. I'm going to throw that back to our John Jones conversation. Matt Hamill beat John Jones. Yeah, it was a DQ, but John Jones lost that fight. You lose by DQ, you lose. I don't care what combat sport it is. You know the rules, and you lost. So I still say Roman's never beat Seth, and John Jones isn't undefeated. People are going to be mad, but it's true. Right, Mark?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, John knew the rules. No noon to 6.
See? No noon to 6. No, not releasing holds. No steel chair funny business. So Roman's never, he hasn't beaten Seth Rollins. So it makes sense for Seth to be the guy to take the belt off the ring. The story is great for Cody, but maybe they disappoint us at Mania. Maybe it's not Cody's moment.
I don't think it is just yet.
Are you excited for AEW Revolution at all?
Maybe just a couple matches. That's about it.
What stands out? What match are you excited for?
MJF and Daniel and the tag teams.
You're down for that tag team all out nonsense?
The tag team are pretty cool.
Mark here has his scarf on. He's excited for MJF and Daniel Bryan. How do you think? What's your prediction? Who wins that?
He's a heel. MJF gonna win. He's gonna find some way to win.
What do you think? You're just gonna go multiple victories apiece, come down toward that 60-minute mark, and MJF cheats to win?
I think I'll use that little diamond ring he got.
Yeah, and that would give him the one advantage. And you don't think they're going to do Brett and Shawn? You don't think they're going to have no victories, throw it into overtime?
I'll say they should do it, but then it'll be like just a repeat. Like they're taking everything from WWE and making it their new version of it. So it'd be like they're just making a scrap. Like, not scrap, but doing a repeat.
Yeah. I think it would be kind of cool for them to throw it back like that, to do that Iron Man. You got Bryan Danielson being Shawn Michaels' guy, so you could do that throwback just to kind of pay homage. But I don't know that. I feel like it'd be kind of cool to see someone have more of an advantage fall-wise in the Iron Man match, and somebody else work their way back from behind and not be able to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really your opportunity to have MJF get a bunch of victories right out the gate on Daniel Bryan, kind of blow people away, and then Bryan Danielson, what the hell ever, work his way back from being behind on points, behind on victories, and come down right toward the end of that 60 minutes, and he's one fall behind and just can't make it happen. Whether it be MJF cheats or just luckily his foot's under the rope, something like that. I think that'd be kind of a cool way to do an Iron Man match.
You know what I think is going to happen? I think somehow, some reason, they're going to use his concussion to make the match end. They're going to throw that in there somehow.
You think? I mean, I could see them kind of working the whole brain trauma, Bryan Danielson angle where something happens and it makes him, behind and missing a step. Could have some intentional botches happen.
Yeah. That's what I think. I think they're just going to use that little concussion, his health reason, somewhere in the match, the ref going to come in there and try to stop the match for his health reason.
But you're saying MJF wins it regardless of however it happens. MJF, by hook or by crook, is going to be the victor.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I think it's too soon to try and take a belt off of MJF. I'm not sure Bryan Danielson ever becomes AEW World Champion. Do you see a way to really get him to be world champion? I don't think his AEW run's been fantastic.
I mean, I think maybe he'll be like Ed and just say he don't want no belts in his contract. He just want to wrestle.
Could be. So we got the Iron Man match, 60 minutes. We also have a Texas death match, John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, I forgot that
one. Yeah. I mean, Mox is probably already bleeding. I'm sure he's bladed already, and he's probably lost a couple pints of blood at this point of the day before the pay-per-view starts. I'm taking Adam Page.
You're taking Adam Page? I can't say right now because I haven't seen Adam Page do any like crazy death matches like these before, like Moxley has. That's kind of
my thing. I think this is the opportunity for Page to kind of show a more violent side of himself. I think we're at a point in Adam Page's character where maybe we need something new, a new layer to the anxiety-filled millennial cowboy. And maybe we need to see a violent streak from Hangman Adam Page and give his story a bit of a new layer as we try to bring him back into relevance in the world title picture. I think taking the title off of him and putting it on Punk, hindsight being 2020, was probably a mistake. Just because of everything that happened that followed. You could have predicted that. You know, I do think setting up for the summer of Punk was probably the right call when they made it. But hindsight, probably should have left Hangman in that title picture, but it was that Punk didn't want to. The rumor is Punk didn't want Hangman back in the picture after he took the belt off of him because of the workers' rights promo. That's the rumor.
Oh. Did not hear that rumor.
Yeah, it was that Punk played some backstage politics, and he didn't want that. He didn't want Hangman in the title scene whenever he pulled the belt off of him because of that promo. The promo that created all the heat to begin with.
The cowboy shit. Okay.
Yeah. You never know. You never know what these dirt sheets are saying. It's factual, and it's pro wrestling. So, I mean, I work under the idea that everything's a work anyway. So, I mean, who knows?
That's right.
But I feel like Hangman probably should have remained champion in that, and maybe they shouldn't have given Punk to keep Hangman's story. I mean, let's be honest, the first 2 years of AEW was the Hangman Adam Page story anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But I just couldn't see him holding the belt very long. Like maybe like good 90 days could hold the belt, but not very long.
So are you taking Mox in the Texas Death Match, or are you? I'm taking Hangman. Hangman's not good.
I'm going with Mox because he's crazy. He knows what to do. He knows what weapons, where to throw people at. He knows. I'd be surprised if he ain't got a light bulb, to tell you the truth. If you got one, I would be surprised. They went backstage somewhere. There's a damn light bulb. He just smashed it right on. I wouldn't be surprised he did that.
Yeah, I wonder how ridiculous they're gonna have him get in this match. I mean, you have 9 matches, I think, total on the card. You have an hour Iron Man match. That has to be 60 minutes at least.
That's probably gonna be the last match.
AEW pay-per-views are always lengthy, so I mean, how long do they? A Texas Death Match between these two, they're gonna have to get at least more than 20 minutes, I think.
I'm gonna say at least 30. 30.
Think it'd be at least 30?
30. Between 30 and 35.
Do you think the Blackpool Combat Club gets involved in any capacity in this, or Dark Order? Or you think these two guys are moving away from their factions, and Dark Order and the Blackpool Combat Club aren't going to be an issue, and they're just going to kind of let that fizzle out?
I see, well, I think it's going to be just them two because most of them are on Ring of Honor with the Portal Club. They're on Ring of Honors. And Dark Order, they probably just be standing right there doing a cheering on like a cheerleader. That's probably about it. That's be motivating them to win.
I thought the Mox Evil Uno match was so unnecessary. I understand giving Mox the 100th victory, but I just thought having it be against Uno and having it be done in the way of
It happened, yeah.
so much brutality for it was unnecessary. Like it could have been anyone to give Mox the 100th victory. That having to beat Uno, I don't think added anything to the matchup between him and Hangman Page. It honestly would have made more sense for him to have brutalized John Silver, to have gotten sympathy from the crowd and heat. Because I think that was the idea. Was that match was supposed to put heat on Mox? And I don't think it did that.
I just think they just gave him a match just so he can get the 100. That was it. That's my thing. Because they kept broadcasting like his 100 match going to win. I'm like, okay. I ain't see no big deal about it. But,
Man. Trios World Title match.
Oh.
The Elite versus the House of Black. House of Black, right? The Elite's got to lose.
I'm going with House of Black.
Me too.
I'm just going with House of Black because the Elite just got the belt because they took it from the Lucha Bro and Pac.
And I think they had to put it back on the Elite after the whole all-out incident.
Yeah.
But I don't want the Elite tied up in the trios. Like, do you care about the trios division and the trios titles? Does that matter to you?
Only if it's like the trio gonna stay together, it'll matter. Like the House of Black, I can see them staying together. The Elite, yeah, but look at the Lucha and Pac. They just stay together, but then they're not together.
So I understand why they did the trios titles. Like, I get it because trios was such a big deal in Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. I think the trios title should be sent to Ring of Honor and be taken away from AEW as a title and as a division. The reason why I say this is because the people they have making up the trios division in AEW would be better suited in their other divisions. Like, I'm a big fan of the House of Black. All three members, really like them. I think they missed an opportunity with Brody King to make him a much bigger star while Buddy Matthews and Malachi were away. I think he could have been built up as a monster on his own with nobody else around, and they could have brought the other guys back, and they could have been really dominant. But I think I would rather see each of those guys operating in singles divisions than having all three of them tied up in the trios division. I think Malachi should be in the main event picture. I think Brody King should be out there mixing it up with Joe and Wardlow for the TV belts. Whether they combine those, whatever the hell they're doing with those titles. And I think that Buddy Matthews could actually make the All-Atlantic title be an actual championship other than the prop that's in Orange Cassidy's backpack, because that title's useless.
I saw that. I was wondering why you bring that backpack. Like, why you got a backpack?
They've done nothing to make that a credible world championship. Like, I don't even understand the point of it. Unless they should have had that just be the YouTube title. He's not defended it all over the globe. It's not all Atlantic. He's not gone anywhere with it. And if you put it on Buddy, he would at least go to Australia and defend.
That is true. You can. But I just think
it could be the opportunity to bring back FTR and Punk with the trios.
I heard about that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think FTR, they're going to go their separate ways. You don't know about CM Punk.
I think FTR comes back to AEW. I think they come back and they feud with the Guns, with the Gun Club, the Guns, whatever. Billy Gunn's kids, the Ass Boys. I think they come back to that feud. I think they do that feud.
Okay.
Which brings us, I mean, we may as well just talk about that tag team. What are they even calling that? Tag team Tornado Turmoil? I don't know what they're calling it.
Tag team Tornado, yeah, something like that.
Something weird. A whole bunch of tag teams The end result is the Ass Boys are walking away champs still, right?
Or the Acclaim get the belts back.
Yeah. So I would like for the Acclaim to get the belts back because I much like everybody else, I love the Acclaim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think the Ass Boys are going to win to bring back FTR.
Okay.
I touched on Samoa Joe and Wardlow.
They just need to break the two belts up. Like, somebody get one of the belts.
I'm a Samoa Joe fan. I like Joe. I have for a long time. I like Wardlow. I don't like this feud. I don't know if it was the pause in the feud that kind of made it kind of lose for me. I don't know. I don't know what it was about the feud that lost my interest, but I mean they're just going to put the TNT title on Wardlow, right? And let Joe go to Ring of Honor. That makes the most sense.
I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah, he's going. Wait, which belt is up for the line tonight?
I don't know. Let me check. I think it's TNT.
Okay, 'cause I'm not.
Yeah, TNT Championship.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense if he drops the belt and gives it to Warlord.
Yeah, I think we're both supposed to be bigger Wardlow fans than we are since he's from Cleveland, but I like him. I think he's good. I don't know that. I think AEW struggles with getting people to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Like they build a star, build a star, build a star. We get right to the point where like they should really be the main event guy. It should really matter, and then just something happens. Like MJF did it, but he did it. They didn't do it. He did that.
Oh, yeah.
But like Wardlow, they're building him in the Powerbomb Symphony and all that, and then out of nowhere they just threw him in a tag team with Joe. Okay, you knew that was going to be the feud to come, and then they break up, and then Joe cuts his hair. He's off TV for a little while. Like,
well, Warlord had an injury, so he had to get out for a minute.
I know, but I mean, I don't. And then they just Powerhouse Hobbs was part of the feud for a minute, and then he just wasn't anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how to see Hobbs as TNT champion Wardlow.
I don't know. Yeah, I remember Powerhouse.
I like Hobbs. I think he'd be a good face of TNT. I think he'd be a good one to have carry that belt.
He should. I think he'd be a great mid card with that belt.
Imagine you give Powerhouse Hobbs the TNT title, and then Darby Allin comes back. Darby Allin fused with Powerhouse Hobbs on that title. The level of brutality those two could have. And could you imagine Powerhouse Hobbs throwing Darby Allin around for 2 months battling for that TNT title every week?
I feel bad with Darby. It's a skinny butt, but damn, he'll put himself to anything.
I think that'd be good TV. That'd be great.
I mean, it'd be good.
Let's talk bad TV. Let's talk Jungle Boy and Christian Cage.
Yeah.
It's a buried alive match now.
It's a buried alive. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So the Jungle Boy promo didn't make any sense of him digging a grave. Very Undertaker-esque on Dynamite. That's because they made this match a buried alive match.
Okay, yeah, I skipped through.
You know why you don't know? Because you, much like me, we don't watch Rampage, so we didn't know. That's where they announced it.
Really? Yeah.
So they had him digging the grave on Dynamite and didn't mention it's going to be a buried alive match, and then they said it on Rampage, I guess. I don't even understand it. Why is it a buried alive match? Doesn't even make sense.
I saw the when he did the promo with digging in the ground. I'm like, okay, you're gonna try to bury him. Cool, great. But I know it's gonna be that now. Okay.
I'm assuming this is going to be Christian's last match. Jungle Boy has to go over. The match itself doesn't make any sense for either character involved. This feud has been going on forever, and now the payoff's going to be just an out of nowhere buried alive match. So I have to assume that Christian's contract's probably up, and this is just going to be his last match with AEW. Maybe he'll do something backstage or something. But that has to be the only reasoning for doing this match this way.
Mm, I really don't know. I just now find out it's a very live match, so I can't put my 2 cents.
Well, Christian's been with AEW for what? 2 years now, or 3? 3, right?
Nah, 2. Wait, when they did, he came after that little Monday Night Raw, isn't it?
Yeah, he showed up at the Rumble, and then shortly after was in AEW. And that would have been 2020, right? Edge came back in 2020 Rumble.
Wait, 21.
Yeah.
21.
Was it 21?
Yeah, but pandemic happened in 20, then 21. It was 21.
So I think Christian's got to be toward the end of his AEW contract. So I think doing the Buried Alive match is a good put a nail in it to move on. What else do you do with him? Because he's been injured. He's been stuck in this never-ending Jungle Boy feud for, what, a year? You haven't do anything else with Christian Cage. There's no other story to tell with him. And up until the Jungle Boy feud, I felt like Christian's comeback was actually better than Edge's. I thought winning the Impact title was kind of cool while he was an AEW guy. I thought all that stuff was kind of cool. And then they did the Jungle Boy feud that has just never been able to end.
Well, I just think they did that to get Jungle Boy over. Like, give him somebody. Give him a legend to fight. That's why they gave him.
Did this get Jungle Boy over? Do you think this got Jungle Boy over?
The last match they had with the Source.
The Cage match with Luchasaurus?
Yeah, the last match.
That was good.
The last match he got over with.
Jungle Boy over?
I'm just saying the last match he got over with. But I don't know about this one. I really can't.
Is Jungle Boy over? Outside of the fans being able to sing along with his entrance music, to give fans somebody else to sing along with besides Jericho, is Jungle Boy Jack Perry over? Without Luchasaurus. On his own, is he over?
On his own?
Yeah.
No.
By himself. Standalone, singles professional wrestler. Is Jungle Boy Jack Perry over? Is he a star? Do people go to see Jungle Boy wrestle by himself?
I say he's a star in his hometown. He's a star when he's facing somebody his size. But title-wise, championship-wise, maybe with the tag team belts, he's a star. But after that, no.
So you think they could throw him and Hook together and give them a tag team title run and actually do Jungle Hook instead of doing Jungle Hook for 3 weeks and then just abandoning the entire idea for no real explainable reason? Because, I mean, Jungle Hook is a clear example of some of the key problems AEW has been facing over the last year. Everything starts out.
I forgot about that. To tell you the truth, I forgot.
Think of how many things they've done where they've started something and just stopped it, and then it's gone. And I mean, look at what they're doing with Keith Lee. He came out for a Rampage. He's for some reason teamed with Dustin Rhodes, wearing a cape to the ring, and he's totally gray. I support the being totally gray, so whatever. That's cool. It's who he is. He ain't a young man. I get it. I don't know why he's teamed with Dustin Rhodes. I don't know why he's wearing a cape. I don't know what happened with the Swerve Strickland feud. Like, they just start things and just ends. Right now, AEW is operating under 2019 WWE mentality. Let's start a thing, then stop a thing. Or start a thing, stop a thing. And then we'll bring back the thing if everyone forgot about it. Again, Christian came from Jungle Boy. So Christian's arms healed up, so we're going to stop Jungle Hook to go back to a feud that literally nobody cares about. Nobody cares about Jungle Boy feuding with Christian Cage.
Wow. I think they care about it because Christian's in it. That's about it. Hey, look, I'm not saying, look, would I watch the match? Probably not.
I get it. You're one of Christian's peeps. I get it.
Yeah.
When he's looking out there, he's seeing you. I get it. I just don't think this feud got Jungle Boy over. I think having a pet dinosaur got Jungle Boy over. I own a Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus T-shirt. A boy and his dinosaur. I thought it was great. It brought me so much joy. It really hit my inner child. Like, he's got a friend who's a dinosaur. I got a friend who's a puppet. I get a dude having a friend who's a dinosaur. Him feuding with Christian, I couldn't care. I in the beginning I could have, but the injury and dragging it out, they should have just let it die. Stop bringing it back up because it just makes me care less somehow.
Yeah, like I said, the last match they had, that was it. That should have been it, but they brought it back.
The cage match could have been the end of the thing. You didn't need to continue this stuff with Christian. We don't need to see Christian face Jungle Boy because the payoff is going to be what we already know it is. Jungle Boy has to win. You can't 50-50 book this. There's not going to be another thing. I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to take up a lot of this pay-per-view, too, because you got to get to a point where he buries him. So you're going to have a lot of work done in that prep work to create a gravesite and get to the point of burial.
Well,
okay?
It depends on how big the grave is.
What's going to help? Luchasaurus has to show up and help, right?
Yeah. If he helps, I want to tell you, I don't know who Luchasaurus is really going to help out because he's on both sides.
They got to put him back with Jungle Boy.
No, but
because again, I own a Jungle Boy Luchasaurus T-shirt, so you got to give the boy back his dinosaur. Mm-hmm. I imagine they're going to have to change up his mask because of whatever the lawsuit is, whatever the mask is. So I imagine Luchasaurus comes back, a new mask, a new personality.
Got a lawsuit?
Yeah, someone sued them for the mask. I don't remember what the details are. I'm assuming there's going to be an agreement reached, and they're just going to change up Luchasaurus's mask, and he'll come back. He'll have a new mask. It'll be bright green and colorful. He'll be a good guy again. He'll team back up with Jack, and they'll bury Christian and go on their merry way, and maybe go after those tag titles. I think Jungle Boy needs his dinosaur to be over. You could give him Hook. You could give him the Dragon Ball Z kid. He could team up with Hook. But I don't think.
You said
I just
Dragon
don't.
Ball Z.
Something doesn't look like Goku. Hook looks like a Super Saiyan. And I think it's on purpose, right? There's got to be on purpose.
I mean, the hair, this little evil look, they got to keep straight for the whole time here. I can see it.
So things that don't matter a whole lot after Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. Ricky Starks is on the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
You think that's gonna be good?
I really do. I think Jericho gonna put Ricky Starks over. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Does that help Ricky Starks if Jericho puts him over? Because he's already beat Jericho once. He beat Jericho clean. So doing this again does what for Ricky Starks?
It make him be like a top star. Like if you could beat a legend twice, maybe 3 times in a row, you're good. You're up there.
Yeah, people might be mad with this one too. I think there's a serious problem in AEW with Chris Jericho, and I like Jericho. I like Jericho's AEW run. I like going to AEW events and singing along with Judas. It's a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like JAS. I think the Jericho Appreciation Society is complete garbage. It has been from the day they did it, and it's just gotten progressively worse. It hasn't made a single star. It hasn't given us a compelling story at all. I mean, they did the blood and guts match, and it was really just it. It was kind of lame.
It was.
I think that everything involving JAS is so hokey and not in a funny way. It's just, we're sports entertainers. Well, that was a great shot at WWE while Vince was in charge of creative, and that was their whole thing. But now that Hunter's in charge and things are different there, and WWE is the better program overall, all the JAS stuff, it's not even funny. It misses way more than it hits. It hasn't made any of those guys around Jericho stars. None of those guys are over. Not even Sammy. People just hate Sammy. It's not even good heel heat. People just hate Sammy Guevara. It's almost X-Pac heat. It's almost get off my TV heat. Like, People just don't like the kid anymore.
Because he broke up with his wife. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I think it is a lot of his personal life. And I'm a fan who I think that probably really bothers me. I mean, me and your sister, we would watch Sammy's vlog. We like Sammy. We like seeing that kid come up. And then he just, I don't know, he became a different human.
I think.
And his vlog sucks now. It ain't good. Like, he did a great match. You know, the kid will throw himself off any ladder. But his character doesn't even exist.
He needs to get back. They need to bring back the inner circle.
They
original.
should have Sammy turn on Jericho.
Hmm?
Sammy should have turned on Jericho, broke up JAS. Jericho stands on his own. He put Sammy over. That would have been the star Jericho could have made. He could have made Sammy a star. He's not making Ricky Starks a star. I'm sorry. I like Ricky. I like Ricky in NWA. I thought it was great when Ricky came into AEW and he got the Cody rub, and Cody made him a star. Cody made Ricky Starks matter in AEW.
I know.
Right out the gate. The Jericho thing's done nothing to help Ricky. It's kept Jericho on TV because I think Jericho is still very much of the mindset that he needs to be seen on TV every week for him to matter. I think Jericho needs to go away because I think fans need the opportunity to miss Chris Jericho.
Well, he's about to leave here soon because he got to do his tour here pretty soon.
Yeah. I think if they have Ricky Stark somehow be the guy to send Jericho away for a little while, that would help Ricky. I think if Ricky could turn JAS on Jericho and they could be Ricky's running buddies and they could do a different faction with just a couple of those guys, I think that could be good TV. Who you give him, I don't know.
I don't think Ricky's better just solo. He's better solo.
Yeah, but you look at a lot of your greats over the years. It's usually an involvement with a faction that brings them up to a level to then have them leave the faction to catapult. We never would have got The Rock if he wouldn't have joined the Nation of Domination. Wouldn't have happened. Triple H would have never been the game without DX. It wouldn't have happened. And so I think Team Taz wasn't the faction for Ricky Starks to become a star off of because Team Taz kind of sucked.
Team Taz just what was it? Powerhouse, Ricky Starks. Yeah.
We got Brian Cage in the beginning, which Taz and Brian Cage, that was kind of cool. I'm also a big Brian Cage fan, so maybe that's why I thought that was so cool. But once Team Taz started battling over
FTW.
the FTW title, it didn't make any sense. And that's where everything kind of became really stupid because you're feuding over a title that isn't real. Like, putting that title on Brian Cage after he came up short of winning the world title made sense. Because that's why Taz became... You remember why Taz made the FTW title, right?
Because he got a neck injury. He came back from something.
Yeah, and he wasn't getting the opportunity at the world title in ECW, so he made the world title. And started putting FTW on his hand wraps, and that was cool in the 90s. Taz was the anti-establishment of the anti-establishment promotion. Having Ricky Starks carry the FTW title was the dumbest thing ever because no one's more of a for the promotion guy than Ricky Starks. You get Brian Cage, it made a little sense. If they never should have brought out the FTW title, in all honesty, until Hook debuted. And Taz giving it to his son made sense. Now that his son has it, it's been so horribly devalued that the legacy behind it from ECW doesn't even get mentioned. It's that Ricky Starks was the FTW champ, and now Hook has it. So Taz gave it to somebody else before he gave it to his own son.
His son wasn't. His son really wasn't ready to be a wrestler at that time. He brought the belt out.
So they shouldn't have brought the belt out. If his son was going to be a wrestler, they shouldn't have put that title on anybody until they put it on Hook, and then it could have meant something. Because now it means nothing. It's the only thing. No, it's not the only thing more worthless than the All Atlantic. Because I would say every AEW women's title is more worthless than the All Atlantic and the FTW. But
TBS.
I mean, it's just, the FTW belt doesn't mean anything. It's not even a promotions belt. It's just a prop. So it doesn't carry any value. It's not important to the show. So, like, saying that Ricky Starks is the former FTW champion doesn't give him a whole lot of credibility and make him a star.
But it gives him the right to say that he was a champion. That's about it.
You think Ricky Starks goes over then?
I think this is Ricky Starks' night. This is going to be the start. This is going to be the year of Ricky Starks. That's what I'm thinking.
And it might be, but I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I think Jericho wins.
I'm just saying,
I think banning everyone from ringside, who's part of the JAS, leaves open an opportunity for someone who's not officially a member to interfere and join JAS, and they're going to make that faction even bigger instead of killing it and putting everybody else out of their misery of watching the terrible TV that is JAS. I think they're going to add somebody else to it. I don't know. Who's the most annoying person on the show? Who's not part of JAS already? Whoever is the most annoying is who they'll put on JAS. Hate to be that negative guy, but whoever is the person you don't want to see on TV the most is who they'll put with JAS. Dan Lambert. Bring back Dan Lambert. He'll interfere, calls Ricky Starks the match, and he'll join JAS so he can be the mouthpiece while Jericho goes on tour.
I'm going to say the one that was the tag team. What's his name? Damn, I got the. I don't know. I can't think of nobody yet. I'll come to me later.
All right, I think somebody interferes, and because they're not already a member, he gets away with it, and I think Jericho wins. I don't know. I just don't think he's gonna put him over again. Not that I think Jericho is like this egomaniac, but I just think that he thinks this is the better story to tell. To now have him be 1-1 and keep battling it out and have a reason for Ricky to keep wanting to go back after him, to keep Ricky stuck in this JAS feud.
Okay, I know. Let's just say Powerhouse does it, because Powerhouse ain't been on lately.
No, he just won that ladder match.
Yeah, right.
He just grabbed that Sonic the Hedgehog ring off the ceiling with the help of 15 referees.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I missed that one.
So I hit these matches in this order for a specific reason, because the match that I think I actually want to see the most actually isn't even part of the pay-per-view.
Okay, what's that?
The trios match. It's going to be part of 0 Hour. The Varsity Athletes with Ari Daivari versus the Lucha Bros and Mark Briscoe. That takes place on the pre-show.
Really?
That's a pre-show match.
Oh.
That match is going to be insane. Like, I'm really excited to see that match. That match is going to be really fun to watch. It doesn't matter who wins. I mean, I'm sure Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Bros win. But it's going to be so much fun. That match is going to be really enjoyable to watch.
No, I kind of feel bad for Mark Briscoe.
Really?
Because he just lost his brother. And now he's on TV. He got the Ring of Honor tag team belts, but I just feel like they're just going to just use him just because.
The loss of Jay Briscoe was untimely tragedy, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that came out of that to me is really kind of crazy to see how Mark Briscoe's handled it.
I know.
Mark seems like a guy who, him and his brother were very close. I think they had a very open relationship. I think that family is just a bunch of people with really good heads on their shoulders and are able to handle things and move forward. And I think he wants to keep making his brother proud and do what they were doing. I don't know that I could be Mark Briscoe. I don't think I could handle it the way he's handled it. Because something that guy is
That's why I feel sad for him.
just who he is as a person. I don't think I could do it. If I had a brother and we were, went through all these years of wrestling together and, built this name for ourselves and he passed, I don't think I could keep doing it.
Yeah.
If me and you had started wrestling, whenever me and your sister got married, I don't think I'd keep going if you passed away.
I'll be okay with that. I'll be all right. That's why I said I feel bad for him, because at first they didn't want to sign neither one of them because of that tweet. Now that the one that made the tweet passed away, we gonna put Mark in it, and now Mark he's in there, but it's like you said, I don't know how the hell he doing it. Just going in there every day, clear, straight face, not showing no signs of tear, sadness, just even on the mic when they had that little interview with him, he didn't show no
some people can just
emotion.
handle some of these types of things. No, different way. I'm not good with loss, so I couldn't be Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like I would just need maybe I'll just drop the belt, take good 3-4 months just to have a moment to relax, get my mind back together.
Me and Mindy had pet fish, and I was devastated, and then I could go to work. So I could lose a brother, keep going to work, and I could do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I think I'm a bit bigger of a baby than Mark Briscoe is.
You is.
Thanks.
Hey, I'm just throwing it out there. You is. So, hey.
It's all right. It's fine. It's cool to be a crybaby. I think most men can't admit that they are. I can admit that I am.
And plus, they got their little farm business going on too, so he got to do both now.
Yeah, he's got $10 chickens.
Mm-hmm. Them chickens, yeah. But damn, yeah. I just think they should just give Mark enough time off to recuperate from this.
I don't think he wanted it. I mean, look at Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's dad died, and he was on a plane to hit the show the next day.
I know he wanted.
Jeff Jarrett didn't miss a day from work. He went and performed the following day. His dad might have died Wednesday morning.
His dad died that Tuesday or Monday night.
Yeah, his dad died Tuesday.
And he was on the show.
Wrestlers just built different, man. They're just different.
I mean, I understand saying leave your tag team partner, but your dad, that's a whole nother subject. I don't know.
Your dad was an old school territory guy. You still hit your town. You still did your show.
I know, but do
you foresee any big surprises coming out of this pay-per-view tonight for AEW?
I'm just going to say, I thought out there, there's going to be a return for CM Punk. I don't know how. There's going to be a return for CM Punk tonight.
Yeah. I think Tony Khan's in a tough spot. I think he's going to bring CM Punk back, and I think you have to kind of put CM Punk somewhere in a part of the card toward the top, at least in something that matters. And I think that a lot of people are going to be really, really mad. But I think it has to be some type of nobody wants me here, but here I am kind of a thing. And maybe this runs the Elite off to Ring of Honor. But I think Punk comes back. I wouldn't be surprised if Punk does come back tonight and does something involving the Elite. I don't know if that's necessarily where you need to throw him, but I think it's the only real avenue is costing the Elite the Trios title. So it doesn't need to be aligned with the House of Black, because that doesn't make any sense. But I think if Punk's healthy, Tony Khan's going to bring him back. And I think AEW really needs a CM Punk story going to have a story that's at least coherent on the show.
I mean, they be talking about CM Punk in that advertisement with the toys and everything, but I think he should come back tonight somehow. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. Maybe like Tony Khan got to say, like, I got a special announcement tonight, and
he'd come back and interfere in the Iron Man match.
I mean,
tries to cost MJF the victory. MJF moves. He hits Bryan Danielson. MJF pulls out the roll-up victory right at the end of the 60 minutes.
Yeah.
You have 2 feuds for him. Well, 3, really. You have the Elite always in the background. You have him feuding with Bryan Danielson because he cost him the title, and he's feuding with MJF because MJF has the title, and Punk tried to cost him the title. That might be the way to bring him back. And even if he's not fully healed, this gives you an opportunity where he gets a little bit physical, but not enough to put himself at risk. You can give this weeks of TV of just cutting promos and keep him out of the ring for a little bit till you have the big moment to actually have him wrestle and keep building those ratings up till you're over that million mark for 2-3 weeks at a time, and then you have the Punk return match against whoever.
That is true.
That'd probably be the way to do it.
But I think the only problem is if they do it, I don't think you should do it with the Elite. I don't think you should do it with the Elite because they got really serious heat right now. So,
But they have to have the Elite thing going on. There's no way. I mean, you can't make that crowd believe that there's nothing going on. You know.
I know, but I just think that it could just stir up more and more heat unless they all came to like an agreement that, hey, sorry.
They're gonna have to wash the beef. It's good for business. They got to move forward. There's money to be made off of this.
I know, but then again, I've been reading that like there are a lot of people who just don't want CM Punk back. Like no organization don't want him back.
And people say that all the time. I initially out the gate with this, I said they need to let Punk go and keep the Elite, and then I've seen what AEW has become because I think they had so much invested in CM Punk and what was going to be that story of how they have been able to get a coherent story together since CM Punk's been out. I think they need to bring him back and need to do a couple really good stories with him and make some money and pack some arenas and sell some pay-per-views and sell some merch because I think that not having him there, I don't think they knew where to go because I think they had so many plans for CM Punk that's why these last few months have been really kind of confusing as far as storylines go in AEW. And I want to see him come back as just an insane heel. I think his best work was as a heel, and I think he could be the ultimate anti-AEW, anti-the Elite, anti the AEW fan base heel. And I think he could get a level of heat that would fill arenas, especially if you have him be heel CM Punk, and he's the guy who takes that belt off MJF.
If he did the heel move he did when he was leaving Ring of Honor to WWE, now that would right there be the great one right there for him.
Okay.
That's the heel he needed.
I think that there's an incredible story to tell with heel CM Punk now in AEW. And I think it's the story that would sell out arenas. You know, they sold 8,000 tickets, or 8,100 tickets to tonight's Revolution pay-per-view, which has set a record for a wrestling event in San Francisco.
Really?
And that's the headline, that's the tagline, that's the post I shared for Don't Say the F Word. But SmackDown Saturday night was over 12,000 people in Washington, D.C. So setting a record for a wrestling show in San Francisco doesn't mean a lot when the weekly TV show of your only competition did 50% more than what you did for your pay-per-view.
Yeah.
With Punk, they were putting more people in the arenas. I'm the big guy who says, TV wrestling doesn't need a packed house, and people put too much focus on that. But at the end of the day, it's dollars and cents. And Punk said he's the dollars and cents of AEW.
He did say that. Damn.
Well, with that, I think we're going to end it. Okay. You think Punk comes back tonight, yes or no?
I say he's going to be surprised. I don't know how, but it's going to be surprised somehow.
I think you might be right. I think CM Punk might return tonight. We'll find out, and we'll be back sometime later on this week, and we'll talk about it.
All right.
I'm Jeremy, my illegal brother-in-law, Joe. This has been Don't Say the F Word podcast. He's Mark. Make sure you check us out. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast. We got a website, bunch of articles. Linktree link is in the bio somewhere. And check us out. And talk to you guys later.
Support Mark, y'all. Support Mark.
Yeah, support me. I need money. No, don't pay him.
All right.